Her son changed his name location from a small African village to Los Angeles-themed shame, sacrifice, forgiveness, and a mother's unconditional love. Scene 1. The Poor Village Mother Story. In a dusty village, a hardworking widow named Mama Daniel sells vegetables under the hot sun to pay her son Daniel's school fees. Even when she skips meals, she proudly tells everyone, "My son will become somebody great one day." A poor African village market at sunset. An elderly African mother selling tomatoes and vegetables in a small wooden stall, wearing faded wrapper clothes and headscarf, sweat on her face, but smiling proudly. Dusty road. Scene 2. Daniel's big dream story. Young Daniel studies at night using a weak kerosene lamp while his mother sleeps beside him on the floor after a long day of work. He promises her he will change their lives forever. A young African boy, studying beside a dim kerosene lamp inside a poor mud house, old books on the floor, his tired mother sleeping nearby. Scene 3. Leaving the village. Daniel receives a scholarship opportunity abroad. The entire village gathers to celebrate while Mama Grace secretly cries, afraid of losing her only child. An emotional African village farewell scene. Young man holding a travel bag while villagers surround him, happily elderly mother hugging him tightly with tears in her eyes. Scene 4. A New Life in America. Years later in Los Angeles, Daniel becomes a famous motivational speaker and social media celebrity. He changes his name to Danny Brooks and hides his African roots. A successful black celebrity man in an expensive suit standing in downtown Los Angeles, luxury lifestyle cameras, flashing modern skyscrapers, confident expression. Scene 5. The mother's calls go unanswered. Mama Grace repeatedly calls Daniel from the village using a small old phone, but he ignores her calls. Ashamed of her accent and poverty, he tells his assistant never to connect her again. An elderly African mother sitting alone outside a small village house holding an old cell phone, sadly emotional face, sunset lighting, loneliness. Contrast between poverty. Scene 6. The TV interview story. Daniel appears on a popular television show in Los Angeles. During the interview, he proudly claims he became successful all by himself. A glamorous TV studio interview with a famous black celebrity man in a designer suit, speaking confidently under bright studio lights, audience clapping, luxurious. Scene 7. The unexpected visitor. The host suddenly announces a surprise guest. Daniel freezes in shock as his poor village mother slowly walks onto the stage, wearing old traditional clothes and holding a worn handbag. An emotional TV studio moment. Elderly African village mother walking onto a bright stage in simple traditional clothes while a shocked celebrity son stares at her. Scene 8. The painful truth. Mama Grace speaks softly into the microphone. "I sold my land, my jewelry, and even went hungry so my son could sit where he is today." The audience becomes emotional while Daniel lowers his head in shame. Close-up emotional portrait of an elderly African mother crying while speaking into a microphone on TV, stage audience. Emotional in background, celebrity son ashamed with tears in his eyes. Scene 9. The public breakdown. Daniel breaks down in tears before millions of viewers. For the first time in years, he kneels before his mother and apologizes publicly for abandoning her. A famous black man kneeling and crying while hugging his elderly African mother on a television stage, emotional audience clapping and crying, dramatic lighting. Scene 10. Going back home. Months later, Daniel returns to the village with his mother. He builds her a beautiful new home and proudly introduces himself again using his real African name. A joyful African village reunion scene. Successful man standing beside his elderly mother in front of a newly built modern village house, both smiling proudly. The end.